Now, let us look at selection criteria and why are they used. Remember, whenever you're forming a team or you are coming up with a task for someone or a job, you need to be able to say what qualifies that person to do that particular job. You might be looking for someone to fill in the role of a simple task such as a cleaner, or you might actually be looking for someone with very specialized knowledge such as a doctor, a programmer, and so forth. So there are two criteria that you need to then consider. One is essential criteria, and the other is desirable criteria. Now, you must meet the essential criteria to be considered for a position, because without having the relevant qualification, knowledge, skills, or experience, you would not be able to do the job. So the essential criteria is about you having the relevant education, the relevant skills, the relevant trainings, and so forth. So all that falls under the essential criteria. Then we also have what we call the desirable criteria. Here, it is also it is not necessary for you to have the qualification, knowledge, or experience described by a desirable criteria, but your chances of being shortlisted are better where there are several applicants who meet the essential criteria. The selection panel will shortlist the basis of then the desirable criteria. So the desirable criteria always comes after meeting the essential criteria. Let's say, for example, you're looking for someone to fill in the role of a programmer. Then you've got 5 people who made it to the top 5, and all of them essentially have the same type of experience, same type of skill, and everything. At that point, now you are looking at who's most desirable on those people. That's where your personality traits come into play. You might be the most qualified person, but if you're not able to communicate effectively, you will not be part of the team. Obviously, we want someone who will be able to communicate effectively. So now that depends on how you speak, what languages you speak, what other things might be added besides the things that we are looking for on your qualifications themselves. Are you smart? Can you really represent the company well in and outside the office? So all those things then make part of the desirable criteria. Now, examples of selection criteria. So apart from qualifications and experience that may be specific to a particular job, there are several selection criteria that are common to many positions, for example, at universities and so forth. So these include the ability to maintain confidentiality. We talked about this over and over again. There are now laws that actually protect people's private information. So you should be able to maintain that confidentiality, because your job might actually require you to be the one in charge of certain private information, and your job is not to disclose of that private information, no matter how tempting it is. It might be information about a celeb. No matter how cool it sounds, it might be information about maybe someone you know or your boss and something like that. It's not your job to disclose of that information without the permission of the person who owns that particular information. So at the end of the day, you should be able to maintain confidentiality. You should have the ability to work as part of a team. This I can't even explain enough of it, because you might be the best at your job in any way, but you can't do everything at once. If you're a pilot, you still need the staff that are on the planes to help with the customers, to give them food, to give them instructions over what to do in times of emergencies and so forth. Now, if you were to be the one to do everything, I'm sure you won't even be able to land that plane, because at the end of the day, your hands will be full every time. Now, you should also be able to work independently. This is a trait that is missing a lot, especially nowadays because of the social media and so forth. People can't work. People can't focus on their own. They need someone to be always breathing down their neck to tell them what to do, yet they know what they were hired to do. So make sure you are able to work independently without much supervision, because at the end of the day, you know why you were hired and you know what your job is. Just do it. Why would you need someone to be always looking over or for you and reminding you what you need to do? The moment you find yourself always having to be reminded of what you have to do, you have forgotten exactly what you were hired for, and you probably do not deserve that job anymore. Another thing, you should be able to pay attention to detail, work under pressure, and all these other listed criteria that you see below there. Let's look at the importance of a good team player. Teams are created for several reasons. As you may know, they may need to deliver a one-time project or work together on an ongoing basis. Either way, if you take advantage of a group's collective energy and creativity, the team can accomplish much more in less time. So what does this mean for you? Well, teams are probably an integral part of how things are done in your organization. Without you being able to form teams and work together as a team, you probably won't be able to accomplish anything. Actually, the whole idea of coming together is to be part of an organization is lost, because at the end of the day, why would we come together to do anything if everyone can actually do it on their own? The whole point of actually having a company is actually to have company so that we can help each other towards a certain goal. So that's the most important thing about it, because now we can compensate over each other's weaknesses and hopefully not amplify over each other's weakness. So if, for example, in our group where someone was very good at typing, we now know all the reporting process is given to them so that they type that very fast. If someone is very good at driving, we know all the logistical part of the deal is done by them, because they can easily drive from one place to another. So all these things then make the team be able to deliver on its promises faster. While if we were to leave all this to one person, the one person might be good at typing but might not be good at driving. They might not even have a driver's license, let alone the car itself. So all that make the team members be able to work collectively together and achieve what they could not achieve if they were to be left to work alone. I hope you learned a lot. Let's meet each other on the next lesson.